Good morning students, welcome back. Today in this video we are going to learn a new topic, that is active and passive voice. Okay? What is active voice and what is passive voice? Understand, a sentence can be said in two ways. First is active and the other one is passive voice. Now what is the difference between these two? We will study and discuss in this video. First of all, understand the voices are of two types, active and passive. Understand it through an example now. The sentence given to you over here says, Mukesh writes a letter. Here Mukesh is the subject, writes is the verb, a letter is the object. Okay? And this is the structure for active voice. Mukesh writes a letter, subject plus verb plus object. Now looking at the sentence, the same sentence, when we change it into passive form, what happens? The object comes at the beginning of the sentence. A letter, here in active you see it's at the last, but in passive it comes at the beginning of the sentence. Okay? Now in passive voice we have to highlight, we have to focus on the object and we have to bring it in front at the beginning of the sentence. Now when focusing on the object, you can see the changes that is made with the verb. A letter is written. A letter is written. One thing that you have to, the main rule that you have to understand over here is that whenever you change it into passive voice, the verb in the passive voice will be in its third form, meaning the third form of the verb will be used in the passive sentence, passive voice. A letter is written by Mukesh. Okay? Meaning, Mukesh writes a letter is written by Mukesh. Now the meaning of both the sentence is the same. What is changed over here? Only the thing that is changed over here is that subject was at the beginning, subject is at the last. Okay? In active voice, we put more pressure on the subject, we put more focus on the subject, whereas in passive voice, we give more focus on the object. Okay? Now we are going to see the different tenses and what they change to passive voice. We already discussed the simple present form, that is, he writes a letter. This is an active form of the sentence. Now when we change it into passive, we simply understood that the object comes at the beginning. So the passive form will be written as, a letter is written by him. Next sentence, he wrote a letter. Wrote is for simple past. He wrote a letter. In passive, a letter was written by him. Now you can see that everywhere the main verb is in the third form. Okay? The changes that are made is with the helping verb. Is, was, will. These all are helping verbs. Okay? So this was about past. He wrote a letter was written by him. Now come to negative sentence. He did not write a letter. Did not is negative. He did not write a letter. When changing a negative sentence, it's written, a letter was not written by him. A letter was not written by him. In future, he will write a letter. We are talking about future. He will write. Okay? He will write a letter changes to a letter will be written by him. One more example. He is going to write a letter. He is going to. When we use the going to form, he is going to write a letter. Then we will write a letter will be written by him. Okay? For future is going to form or will form. They both will be changed to will be written by him. A letter will be written by him. Okay? Now we are going to see the example of the continuous tense. When writing an active voice in continuous tense, present continuous, the example that is written over here says, He is writing a letter. Is writing stands for present continuous. Now when we are changing into passive voice, what happens? A letter is being written by him. Now in passive voice also, we don't have to change the meaning of the sentence. Okay? So to not to change the meaning of the sentence, we have to use the being form. Is being stands for continuous. A letter is being written by him. Is being written tells you that the action is going on. Okay, and in passive voice, the meaning of the sentence has not changed as it was in the active voice. Coming to past continuous, he was writing a letter. Was writing stands for past continuous, meaning the work was going on in the past. Now when we change it into passive voice, all of us know that the object will come at the beginning of the sentence. So a letter was being written by him. Here in passive voice, is being, past continuous changes to past continuous. Was being, is being, was being written by him. So that was all about the continuous tense. Now come to the present perfect tense. He has written a letter. He has written a letter. When we change it into passive voice, you will write, a letter has been written by him. A letter has been written by him. This was present perfect. Now come to past perfect. He had written a letter. A letter had been written by him. Why do we use the be form? The be form is used to give a sentence the correct verb tense. Okay, we don't have to change the meaning nor the tense. That is why the be form will be used in the passive voice. Okay, active and passive are two different ways of saying a sentence. Okay, but we have to make note that in active voice the structure is subject, verb and object, whereas in passive voice the object comes at the beginning, the object has to be highlighted. Okay, and while highlighting the object we have to take care that the verb has to be changed so that the meaning is the proper meaning, the meaning doesn't changes. Okay, so that was all for today. Please do the given exercise, go through the video and try to learn it from your books also. Read it, revise it, and if you have any problem, please feel free to ask me. Okay, thank you.